Welcome to Friday Night Party Line, episode 101 for October 2nd, 2015. Here on the show tonight we have Omar. Hey, Omar.
Hey, what's up, man?
Everything's going good. How about you?
Long time no hear.
Yeah, well, you're here now, and that is excellent, because you are going to be weighing in on the topics tonight. Also on the
very
show,
important topics.
Yes, very important topics. We're going to be banking on your wonderful expertise in all sorts of media that you have no doubt garnered from your long tenure on Atomic Trivia War 9000.
All right, I have to remember to plug that at some point.
Turbo, what is that URL again?
It would be www.simplysyndicated.com/shows/ATW9K, or just visit the Facebook page, facebook.com/ATW9K.
Or as Jason said last time he was on the show, you should also go to the SoundCloud, I believe.
Do we have one of those?
I think you guys do.
I assume so. Everyone else does.
Okay. I guess so.
We don't have SoundCloud. Well, I mean, I have a SoundCloud. This show does not have a SoundCloud. I have to make sure that SoundCloud will play nice with iTunes, without having to pay for the special podcaster stuff for SoundCloud. Anyways, yes, as you could hear, we do have. Hey, Churbs.
Sorry, you turned into a robot there for like 20 seconds.
I said we have you, Churba. How you doing?
Yeah, same old, getting along.
Weather starting to warm up.
Oh, yes, fucking perfect this weekend. It's gorgeous. 26 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Actually, I saw a really interesting thread on Reddit the other day, which is a terrifying prospect, but it was a thread on the front page saying, hey, non-Australians who've been to Australia, what was weird to you when you went there? And a couple of people brought up the fact that the colours were really different. But not in the sense that things were different colours, more in the sense that it was as if someone had just turned the saturation way up.
Well, it's probably because of, one, the angle, and two, the geography, right? So light probably bounces off in a different way.
And also the ozone layer is pretty fucking fried right above us, so the composition of light is probably different too. Oh, UV index goes up to like 17. Great.
Well, isn't this wonderful? Remember how, Churba, do you remember how before the show I said I set up my audio hardware to properly function with the backup just in case something crappy happened with Audition?
Yes, I do remember that, Victor, because that was 5 minutes ago.
Well, guess what happened? Audition suffered a fatal exception.
Oh dear. Is the backup recording at least?
The backup recorder. Oh, look at that. See, look at this. That's bizarre. For those of you listening on the podcast, which is the bulk majority of the audience, what we have here is a Visual C++ runtime error. But
Jesus.
Yes, the backup is functioning properly. Hurrah!
This is going to be a night.
This is, I really should have, rebooted when Audition first started having errors.
Bah.
Oh well. All right. Well, let us continue as we were. We do have some topics tonight. It's some good ones. First things first. When it comes to gaming, what does gaming become when dying in the game has more serious consequences than just loading from the last save? There are games like that. There's this Mech Warrior style game that you have to pay like $300 to get this whole cockpit cluster in front of you, and then if you ever die in the game, it deletes your save. And then there's games like FTL where you have permadeath. What happens to how are games and the gaming experience affected when you have situations like permadeath in it?
Well, permadeath is not as bad because you can always start over again. What you've seen is like the trend of like this dude that has like the global lives counter, where when let's say it's 300,000, so when 300,000 people die, the game ends and that's it. Have you seen it? Have you heard about that one?
I have. That was actually
Oh.
the impetus for this, and there's the link in here. It's called Obsidian. The game is called Obsidian.
Oh no,
Obsidian
that one,
Circuit.
the one that you linked. When you die, and that's it. You don't get to play anymore. This one you get to respawn, but there's like in Mario you have like 7 lives.
Sure.
So there's a life pool. This other game that I'm talking about has a shared lives pool. So it's like a kind of like a tag game. So there's like this overpowered character against the rest of the world, and whenever either one dies, you take one out of that life pool. So when lives go down to 0, the game enters its next stage where only the people that have lives can go to. No one else can buy the game. No one else can get into the game. Only the people that participated on the first event.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So, but then again, you're paying for that, and I don't know if this one you link to you have to pay for as well, because that's where it changes things, because there's actually something at stake there, right? Your money.
That is, I mean, the whole idea of a game having an expiration. When we've been so brought up and cultured to, well, you're making that squeaky sound, Churba, that you make when you're kind of waffling on an idea.
I don't think it really changes things so much because games have always died and, well, gone away over time, even if we have paid money for them. Like, for example, Battlefront. I'm pretty sure you can't play that anymore because every server for it is dead. Like, the servers that check out whether the game is legit, they're all just gone. You can't play it anymore.
But this is where because I mean I have like 300 games in my Steam library. Some of those games I played for like 5 minutes. I paid money for them, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna play them anymore because there's just that many games to play, right? So I think this is one of those things where you get offended because they take away that like choice, right? I chose
they took away your
not
toy.
to play those games. Yeah, but I chose not to play with the ones that I have. It's not that they took it away from me. So I think that's kind of like the.
Can you imagine if Steam would cull games from your library that you hadn't played? If you didn't play them after a certain period of time, they'd just get culled from your library and returned to a pool.
Even if it's like bad rats with attitude.
That's class action lawsuit right there, Churba.
I would be pissed.
Oh,
Me too, dude.
Unless they give me my money back. Then I can buy more terrible games.
What if those games all just got put back in a pool of games, but then whenever you lost a game, you got a game from the pool?
I'm sorry. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a perpetual, like, white elephant.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking.
And that's what I like.
You haven't played BioShock in forever? Well, here's Farming Simulator.
Hey, fuck you. Farming Simulator is great.
I believe I have that game, actually.
Let me see. Do I have it? No.
I think I have Farm Simulator and Truck Simulator.
I have Euro Truck Simulator 1 and 2.
Yeah, with the DLC.
Yep.
So sad.
There would be so many copies of Bad Rats in that pool.
Yeah, I have that game, actually.
Bad Rats?
It wasn't some bundle. Dude, if it's $1, I'll buy it.
You know what it is? I mean, if Steam ever took away my copy of Racketeer and Item Shop's Tale, I would be pissed. I love that game. It's just so much fun.
Actually, I think
Pretty
I've
Uh,
got quite a few games where if Steam allowed me to just give them back,
oh,
even
please,
if
yes.
even if I didn't actually get anything in return for giving it back,
You might
I
just give
just
it back.
don't want to have them anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I could do without having Trains Simulator 12 in my
Yeah,
library.
like,
Why do we have that?
I think I got it as part of like a humble bundle. That's another
No,
thing. We get like
no,
so many games just through
because
humble
if it wasn't a
bundles.
bundle, I would have it as well, and I don't have that game.
I've got
So
Stealth Inc.
you
2.
got some explaining to do there, buddy.
No, it was I probably got it through a
Uh,
bundle. I never would have bought this of my own free will. It's a horrible game.
I've got
But
Stealth Inc. 2. I would return that just on the strength of the fact that it's called Stealth Inc. 2 when it's a sequel to a game called Stealth Bastard Tactical Espionage Asshole. How could you
uh-huh.
fuck up a name that good?
I have that game as well.
Uh,
This
somehow I
turned
have
into a Steam
Warhammer
Live discussion.
40k.
We've pretty much
Those
I
are not that
done.
bad. Those are not
Hey, yeah,
that
man. The 40k games, well, can be a bit hit and miss, but for the most part, they're
but it's
pretty
like
alright. Dawn
but
of
it's
War
like
was good.
no, but it's like I have games that have appeared in my library that I know I
Wait,
never got.
which 40k games is it? Do you
Let's see,
have, I should
Warhammer
say?
40k Dawn of War Game of the Year edition. I have no idea how that got into my library. I have two Medal of Honor games, Medal of Honor multiplayer and single player. Don't know how that got in my library. I have
Good
like
old Jingoism, the shooter.
I have like four different versions of Company of Heroes. I have Command and Conquer Red Alert 3. That okay, I apparently have played that. So it's just, I've apparently played that game for 4 hours, huh? I don't
What
remember
game?
doing that. Command and Conquer Red Alert 3.
Oh, but those are good as well. Those are RTSs. Those are not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember ever playing it, and yet I have apparently played it for 4 hours. So
I
I don't know.
can
There are
never
lots of
trust those because I
ah,
kind of idle for cards because whenever a Steam sale comes up, I always sell off
yeah.
all of my cards because usually they'll do something with cards and getting extra points and things. I generally
Mm-hmm.
don't give a shit about cards, so it's a good way to make enough to buy a couple of cheap games.
If it's $1, I'll buy it. I said it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But going back to the subject of games in which you die permanently in the game. How would a game how would like a game in which if you die, say the game overwrites a part of its own files so that it won't work? Would that kind of game ever work as a product?
Well, this game that you linked is that, right? I mean, you die and you
Yeah.
can't register again. You can't play again. You don't respawn again. You're done. You're never playing the game anymore, ever.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's saying that I'm not seeing a price anywhere on the page for this. You you sign up on the mailing list and then you just play. When someone dies in Upsilon Circuit, they can never play again. And I'm wondering, are you paying for this?
No, you're probably paying for like some special bonus that lets you have like a second chance, but not technically dying kind of thing. So
Like the watch for the spy in Team Fortress 2 or something?
no, I was thinking more like the fairies on Zelda, where when you die, you instantly get
Uh,
revived in the same place,
I don't
so
know.
you technically don't die.
Never played Zelda. Don't know.
Any of the
Hmm.
links?
Nope.
No, I think the Super Nintendo one was an actual Zelda game. No, never. Any of them?
Never. None of them. I have like 2 hours on the one my brother plays on the Wii, but I got really just like so bored of it. Yes, I have to slash down with the Wiimote to kill this plant, but I have to slash sideways to kill that plant. Screw it. I'm going back to playing Dirt 3. That was basically my
Yeah.
mentality.
Twilight Princess was a little bit goofball with some of the motion controls, but you know,
No.
it's on the Wii. What do you expect?
Well, no. You're way younger than me, so yeah, I forgive you.
I don't know. I'm wondering
Wait.
whether or not.
Wait. I need to ask you a very important question right now.
What is the very important question?
Have you played Final Fantasy VI? That is the Super Nintendo one.
Oh no, I do have. However,
The American version was the 3. Was Final Fantasy 3.
no, the only Final Fantasy game I played was which one is this?
Don't
This
say
is,
7. Don't say 7. Don't say 7.
8.
Fuck you!
I grew up in a Sega household. My first console was a
God.
Genesis. You played Phantasy Star 4 End of Millennium?
I don't care about that stupid game.
Well, I don't care about this stupid game.
Well, you didn't like it. You didn't like Final Fantasy VIII.
I was
Okay.
like so on it. You
Okay.
know, whatever. I mean, the fact that I had to juggle 4 different discs was a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah. We can still be friends.
But it's, I don't know. I was like, I'm like, ooh, wow, this is such a beautiful cutscene. And then you have these, these character models that look like, somebody scribbled in Microsoft Paint, and it's like super zoomed in. So, Anywho.
Alter Beast? Did you play
Yes,
that?
I do have that. I do have that. I have played that. I still have the cartridge. It's sitting in the box in my closet.
You're awesome.
Yeah. Yes, I am. I don't know. Do you think these kinds of games will gain any kind of traction outside of the "ooh, look, it's a gimmick" kind of a thing?
They can't. The way they're made, they can't get any traction because when people start getting into it, they die and that's it.
Yeah. Unless, like you said, buy like a power up or something.
Yeah, but then it's not. There's nothing at stake anymore. So
You really?
there's more like one of those happenings they have like in art schools, where it's
Yeah.
like this ethereal kind of showpiece that it's only meant to be done once and that's it.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
kinda
ooh,
those.
look at this game. It's such a critique of the
Disposability of current media and shit like
yeah,
that.
this disposability of current media and the incidental nature of our media interactions and blah
And
blah
something
blah.
about consumerism.
Yeah, and something about the the just fragility of human life or something.
Yeah. So it feels more like that than actual
Yeah.
someone trying to make a decent game.
And
Victor,
yet
you
there
live in a
is
country
that.
that produced a plastic pocket that hangs around your neck to keep pizza, and I'm pretty sure that your country has lost all concept of what human life is fucking worth.
That for those of you listening, you will find a link to that in the show notes. The pizza pocket. It's not a pizza pocket. It's a
Yeah, it's not what you think it
It's
is.
not what you think it is. It's not a pocket of pizza. It's a pocket for pizza.
How is your country ever a fucking superpower?
Through sheer force of will, I can only imagine.
You've
So,
gone from like landing on the moon to pizza pockets.
Hey, I just realized something. For once, everybody on the show is from a different country.
There you go. That's something.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. I feel like
Not
we need like a
bad.
whole bunch of flags, like the International House of Pancakes or something. Alrighty then. So next topic. So it's been 2 months since Windows 10 came out, since they began their mass rollout. I have upgraded to Windows 10. Churba, you too have upgraded to Windows 10, I believe.
Yes. Probably.
Yeah, Omar.
Windows 7, baby. I didn't like number 8, and I will not do number 10 until people tell me
Until
it's
they
good.
until Windows 7 starts going into end of life.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, the thing is, I tried at some point in my life. I tried buying a license for Windows 7, then for
Uh-huh.
Windows 8,
Mm-hmm.
and there is actually no way to buy one that is not an OEM, like for system builders,
Mm-hmm.
unless you pay like a ridiculous amount of money.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
well,
So
what are we talking here? Like, are
we're talking
we like
about the
$100?
OEM one. The OEM one is $100. I'm willing to pay $100. The home one was like $300 or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
Um, I don't know. I'm
And
looking at Windows, or do you mean like Pro or
no,
Home
no,
or
but you're
for
probably
Windows?
looking. You have to look. It's not the system builder because the system builder you can install in whatever amount of computers you want, but you don't get the updates.
What do you mean you don't get the updates?
It's just one of those like prepackaged things you're supposed to install on computers when you sell them.
Hmm.
So if you change something on the computer, you have to do a fresh install. If it recognizes it as a different computer, you have to do a fresh install. There's
Oh,
like a
oh,
bunch of problems with
I'm
those.
sorry. So wait a minute. Like, if you like put in, I know if you like put in a new motherboard, you're gonna have to reinstall Windows. But if you if you drop in a new graphics card, you're gonna have to reinstall it because that's not the experience I've had with OEM discs before.
Hmm. I remember there
Yeah,
was a
because
problem. I remember there was a specific problem as to why you cannot activate your Windows as a legitimate Windows and get like the service packs and all that junk.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about. That's never been my experience with OEM, with the OEM discs. That's so bizarre. Huh. All right, well, so Churba, I've been using Windows 10 since it was in the beta, so I have a bit more experience. What is your take on Windows 10 now that we're 2 months in? Brand new OS from Microsoft, software as service kind of idea. What's your take on it?
It's alright. I mean, it's got some features that are nice that weren't present in Windows 7. Like, it's a bit of a sleeker interface. I like the pop out notifications tray. I
Hmm.
can't use Cortana because it's not in this country yet for reasons unknown.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That's bizarre. Huh.
It's in the Insider program, but I just don't give enough of a shit to sign up to the Insider program just so I can talk to my computer. When nine
Yeah.
times out of 10, I'm probably just going to be telling it to fuck off anyway.
So, was there any sort of as you once you made the switch from, I'm assuming, Windows 8 or Windows
7.
7, Windows 7 to Windows 10, was there any kind of moment where you went to go do something and you didn't immediately know how to do that?
Yeah, looking at the settings, because they've basically taken the regular settings menu and then shoved it behind this kind of just flat panel with, I think, maybe 6 or 7 icons, and you're just like, huh. So is this thing going to be under this thing? But you could make a case that it'd be under this icon instead. So it took a bit of
Mm,
time to ferret out the settings to get everything while I was setting things up the way I liked it. But no, other than that, everything's pretty normal. The way they've sorted out the start menu is nice. The apps tray is a little bit different, but perfectly functional. It works like a modern operating system, really. The only problems I had were with a couple of drivers because it does something different with, I think, DLLs or
ah,
something like that, or INI
or
files. It
something
stores
like
them in a
that.
different place or something. I don't know. I'm an idiot. But something something it does with the way it works with drivers. Some older drivers will just freak out and refuse to work, which caused me a little bit of
Mm,
problem because I have some industrial machinery here. And guess what?
yeah.
Fucking drivers never work on any updated anything ever. I'm pretty sure some of this shit has drivers from like 1980.
Came on a floppy disk.
Floppy disk came on a fucking punched card, mate.
Well, I've always been incredibly, maybe more open than most people to the changes Microsoft made to the OS, even at Windows 8, not even Windows 8.1. There has always been the sticking point with the big start menu for me, but I had the advantage of having a laptop. The laptop I had came with Windows 8, and it had a touch screen. So the touchscreen with that was good. I am perfectly okay not having that giant-ass start menu on the screen. Don't get me wrong. I liked it when I had a touchscreen, but I think not having it makes it a bit more. I mean, having that the whole start screen thing as part of the start menu makes it a lot better. That and having a place where you can put big ass icons to your applications that you use on a regular basis is pretty good. I like that whole business there. Plus
Oh, yeah,
the deeper one. Oh yeah,
Task
the
view is
deeper.
very nice.
Mm-hmm. Actually, have you been using the multi-desktop feature?
No, because I have no fucking reason to use that.
I actually use it a lot, especially when I'm doing videos, because I'll have Sony Vegas full screen preview on this monitor, editing on this one, and then in the next desktop I'll have Audition open, which is be like, yes, I can very quickly switch out, and then I have a desktop dedicated to just having Chrome open at all times.
Huh.
So for me, it's really good. It's a really good way of segmenting my whole workflow and keeping away distractions and such.
Well,
In
see, that's
that
the thing. When
whole.
I'm at work, I'll just have Illustrator open in one window, and I'll have whatever information I need to transfer from one place to the other to, sort out the design or the mock-up or whatever. I'll just have that on my other screen, and there's not much else that I really need to have open, other
Mm.
than maybe my other image editing program. So.
So.
Oh, and of course
wh-
music, but that's I can control that from my keyboard. It doesn't fucking matter.
Huh. So, Omar, what is your big? What are some of the concerns about Windows 10 that you would need to get addressed before you would switch?
Nothing really. I'm just waiting for these things usually start working well with the first service pack that they issue. It was the same with Windows 7. It was the same with Windows 8.
But
It
Microsoft has
was
come out and said that they're not going to be releasing service packs. The idea is that Windows 10 is the last version of Windows, and they're just going to keep on doing updates to it.
Oh, so what I mean with that is the first major update they make.
So you're waiting probably what, a year and a half?
Yeah, something like that. And then I'll buy a
Something like
license and install it on my computer.
Right. Well,
And also,
since you are running Windows 7, you do have that free upgrade.
oh, you think I'm running a licensed version of Windows 7?
Okay.
That's your big error there.
Ah, right, okay.
I told you I tried buying like a normal one when it came out, but it was way too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And there's issues there. But I'll probably end up buying like a Windows 10 because they're not that expensive, anyways.
No.
I think you can get the home edition for like $150.
Yeah, this something like that.
Yeah,
I'm
it says
willing
right
to
here,
pay that.
Windows 10 Home, 64-bit System Builder OEM, 9820.
Yeah, but again, check the chat
Yeah.
because they changed some of the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably end up coughing up for like the actual retail version.
Yeah, just so you have that flexibility of if your motherboard dies, you don't have to go ahead and buy a whole different copy of Windows.
No, or if I buy a new computer, I want to be able to not have to purchase the OS again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you get into the situation where you're building your own computer, you do have to kind of take into consideration these different licenses you have to, you get to use, particularly with the OS. So, I don't know. I think Windows 10 is I really like Windows 10. I think it's a big step forward from 7. I would really like it if Cortana was a bit more intelligent. Like I had the situation the other day where I was making a video for my YouTube channel and I had to draw something blindfolded and I needed to set a timer. So I was like, "Hey Cortana, set a timer for this." When in fact the actual verbiage I should have used was, "Hey Cortana, set an alarm for. Oh, I just triggered it. Set an alarm for this amount of time. I think if they made it a little bit more smarter, so it could be that, so we can make the leap. Okay, I want to set a timer. Timer means this. I think that would make it just a bit more flexible.
Oh, there you go.
Do you edit? Do you edit on speakers or headphones?
When I'm recording audio, I'll edit with the audio. But if for like editing this show, I'll have it pipe out through the speakers. It doesn't really bother me.
Hey
Or when
Cortana,
I'm editing,
Google horse porn.
yeah, headphones.
That's gonna be fun when you're editing.
What, you think I listen to the whole show when I edit? No, I go to the start. I go to the start, put it into the line it up with the intro, go to the end, line it up with the outro, and then take care of any track markers in the middle.
Yeah, and then just freaking compression pass and shit like that.
Oh no, that's already that's all into the tracks, the track effect racks. I don't even need to fiddle with that.
Shit,
I made a I made a template so I don't have to do all that shit over and over again.
I do it old school, but that's because that's the way I learned. So I haven't bothered to learn another way yet because I don't do it often enough.
Mm-hmm. All right, so last topic of the evening. So we have these long-running anime series like Naruto and Inuyasha, and pick a long-standing series, and it'll have something to the tune of 300, 400 episodes. In North American media, we have basically TV series that just run on for fucking ever. God, what is that one with like 8 seasons? Some sitcom or okay,
Friends?
yeah. There's
Seinfeld.
No, I wasn't thinking of Friends, but that is, yes, an excellent example.
Oh, Days of Our Lives.
Oh yeah, soap operas, yeah.
It's been running for 49 fucking years.
Dude,
and then even before then, it was on radio.
Believe it or not, Costa Ricans have the record for the longest running series. It's not a series. It's a arts and crafts show. It's been running since the 60s.
An arts and crafts show?
Yeah, let me just a second.
That stuff gets relegated to PBS here. How do you have one that has been running forever?
No, but it's again in a PBS kind of thing.
Ah, okay.
It's called Teleclub. And let's see, it's been running since 1963.
Wow.
Yep.
Jesus.
Well, now we got to look up what the longest running Australian TV show is, and it's probably going to be shit.
It is the longest show running educational program running in history.
Okay.
How many years is that?
50-ish. What year did you say? 1960 what?
1963. It's 52 years.
Yeah.
So close.
53 years.
I'm going to 53 now.
The 2 longest running shows here are Four Corners, which is sort of a news program sort of thing. Investigative journalism, basically. That started in 61, so it's been doing 52 years.
And it's this, it's interrupted, right? All year long, no pauses.
Yeah, no, same with Four Corners.
And it's been the same
It's been on the same schedule the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's been the same host.
Apparently,
no,
the longest running American television series is Meet the Press.
Huh.
With 5,048 episodes. CBS Evening News is just about as old, but they have something to the tune of 16,000 episodes.
The second longest in Australia is Play School with 49 years of runtime, and it's roughly the same thing as the Craft Show, though maybe aimed at a slightly younger audience. Educational sort of stuff.
Well, anyways, the reason I brought that up is that there is the idea of whether or not something is we should move on in terms of art. As in, okay, this is the art we've gone through this show. The show has said everything that it really needs to say. Should we continue it? And to that effect, should there be a time or an episode limit? I'm not saying make this mandatory, but should there be like an unspoken rule that a show should go on for at most this many years or this many episodes until we need to look at it and say, okay, we've done a lot with it. We've done as much as we can, or as long or enough with this brand. Let's move on and make a new creative idea.
I mean, I guess like everyone, I would say yes for the things I think they suck, but no for the things that I like. Because again, I mean, if it's something that I don't like anymore, or something like Superman or Batman that has like this huge ass timetable you have to read like a lot,
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna say yes, of course. But if it's something you love and you think that there's still like so much potential to it, you will never want it to end.
Oh no,
I
I want Doctor Who to end. Let's stop Doctor Who. Let's go and
that's
try a
because
new idea.
you think that they've done everything that there is to be done with the show. But there's people out there that think that there's still much more. I mean, that it can offer that much more. And even so, how do you arbitrarily like put a date on something when you can't really extend like I don't know, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I mean, you can't extend that like past a point where it's just bad. There's some other stuff that you can just do a big ass run and it's still good and it's still that relevant.
I hear your point, but there are still. I think at some point there are shows that just keep on doing that. Like I put in the example that I sent out to the normal pool of guests to see who's available. The Detective Conan. Detective Conan has been going on for a very, very long time. He says, frantically searching for Detective Conan.
I don't think it's been going on constantly though. I think it's been on and off.
Yeah, but it's like a lot of episodes.
It's
We're talking
a
about
lot of.
like more than 500, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, let's see. List of episodes, season 16 to current. We are at. Oh wow, the page just keeps scrolling. We are at. We are at 797 episodes. How
many?
long is the 797 episodes? How long is this kid going to take to find the cure? Can't we just at this point can't we just say, look,
He died.
enough is enough. He died,
He died of young age.
or he gave up and decided to, live as a kid for the rest of his life, which for 797 episodes since 1994, he's been trying to not be a kid since 1994. Isn't there like a point where you can say
who are actually not kids now?
Exactly. I mean,
They're of drinking age, actually.
Yeah. At this point, can we not say, okay, guys, I think at this point you're just milking it. Let's stop this, and you can go try something else.
I think really the thing
Yes.
is that point's going to come for different shows. Because, I mean, Simpsons is on season 25 or 6 now. There's some people who say, oh, there's no good Simpsons past X season.
Yeah, I'm one of those. After the movie, it's just more of the same, or them trying to be Family Guy.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you have the counter argument to that.
Hey,
That
hang on,
oh well,
don't-
you just don't.
Don't be fucking
You just don't-
counter-arguing before I finished arguing. So let's just arbitrarily say, oh yeah, it's season 15. But there's plenty of shows that burn out before season 15. There's plenty of shows that burn out before they get to season 5.
Yeah.
But then again,
You know,
there's a lot of shows that probably have more than 15 seasons in them.
Yeah, there's probably shows that have more than 15 seasons that have gone strong the entire time.
I mean, I could do easily 20 seasons of Fist of the North Star. And we're talking about a series that's 120 episodes, and they're all the same thing. I mean, it's 120 different types of the same thing. And
I'm a
still
bad
watch.
guy. I do a bad thing. Oh, you are a bad guy. I'm going to
You're already
poke you,
dead.
and then
Yeah.
10 minutes later, you're going to explode.
Yeah, and I can watch that for another 500 episodes, and I'd still think it's fucking badass. And I cannot, for the likes of me, watch more than one episode of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
Eh,
Yeah.
So it all boils down to the same subjective thing that it depends if you like it or not.
Pretty much.
I guess
It
so.
also depends on the flow of the show, because, I mean, you know, you have things like Sherlock does well because it's contained into seasons that are, you know, season done, season
Stupidly
done, season
short.
done. Well, I was
That's-
thinking
3
more that
episodes.
they were self-contained more than anything else. It's not
Yeah.
like it's going to suddenly drop off and die, and that's that.
Yeah, but it's
They-
like small movies.
End them as if they are never going to make another one, as a lot of British TV does. Whereas
Uh-huh.
if you just drag things out, that's not going to do so well all the time. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes there's no funding for the next series. Sometimes the next series just sucks. You've got to consider the flow of the story and decide that sometimes, well, this is a good point to end the story. Let's end it here.
Yeah. I think part of the reason I wanted to talk about this is that there are so many really talented creators that get bogged down in one show that just goes on forever, instead of, and you want to yell at them, look, do
something else.
new, do something else, try something, go and give yourself the chance to expand and explore new areas that, like, for example, you can't in, you know, whatever show you're in.
Well, but that's people not letting go. I mean, that's more on the people, not on the author.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, again, Superman, they killed the character at one point, and people would just not let go, so he came back, and that was the end of comics. That was the end of everything. Because nothing had, like, that ultimate price anymore. It's people are to blame for that, I think.
You know what's wrong with this world? People.
Yes. Stupid people.
Damn you, people. Yeah. Well, that was it. That was pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today.
Well, all right then. That was
Any other
easy.
comments? Any other
Three
comments?
countries, 3 beards, 3 topics.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
hitting
totally
the,
right.
the
We're all
trifecta.
bearded ones.
We are. Look at that.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, hey, you know, this is the first episode in a while that we're under the hour mark.
Huh.
Let's
Well, I didn't have much to say about Windows 10. I think that's one of the problems.
No, there wasn't really a
Yeah.
whole lot to say about it. It was basically a topic of, oh, do you like Windows 10? I'm okay about Windows 10. Do you like Windows 10? I like Windows 10. Do you like Windows 10? I'm not using it. So, you know, it was a pretty simple topic to
Yeah.
get through.
I mean, it works. There's not much more to say, really. It's
Yeah,
been
it
2
works.
months. Let's see what else develops down the road.
I will say this. According to Windows, my processor is still running at 15 million% utilization. I will say that.
Fucking magic. It's probably just a sensor
Although-
that's fucking. I don't know,
I'm pretty sure there's a messed up sensor somewhere on this motherboard. This thing is ready. This motherboard is ready to go.
Or maybe Windows 10 thinks you're running like on a Pentium 1 or something like that.
That'd be a trick.
I
Ah,
actually, I actually have a
I remember
messed
when
up
MMX
secondary
support came
temperature
out.
sensor on my motherboard because right now it's showing my temperature 1 is normal and all of my cores and everything else are normal. But for some reason, my temperature 2, which measures the ambient air in the case, is actually much lower than ambient temperature. It's trying to tell me that it's like 6 degrees. There's no fucking way that it's 6 degrees in that case.
I don't know numbers very well, but that sounds like a low one.
It's not quite freezing, but it's only about a degree above what your fridge would be set at.
Ah, huh. All right, all right. Well, do you guys have anything you wish to plug?
Atomic Trigger War 9000.
We did that at the beginning of the show, Omar.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I don't fail my team.
You have not failed your team, Omar. Sure, but anything you want to plug?
Elite Dangerous is pretty good if you like flying shit around in space, I
Mm,
guess.
mm.
If you find me, don't shoot me too much, because I'll probably fucking shoot you back.
He will definitely shoot you back.
Yeah, no, I'll fly around
Um,
and hang out and shoot shit with you if you want. Also, play Warframe. It is good. You
I
may
can
run into
attest that
things that are.
Warframe is an enjoyable experience. I will still happily play Grand Theft Auto instead of Warframe, but Warframe is nice. On that note, if you see me in Grand Theft Auto 5, do not shoot me. I will blow you up. I will plug,
Shoot him.
however.
I
I
do
will
it all the
plug,
time.
however. I will plug the Beginner's Guide. It's a new game from the folks behind the Stanley Parable. Um, it is it is an experience. That is what I can say about this game.
Now,
It is too good to spoil.
would you call this a walking simulator? Like the Stanley Parable? Where you just walk?
Okay, well, there is a great. Okay, so here's the idea. Here's the basic premise of the game, and I'll read this from the Steam store page because that won't spoil it. But
Wasn't Quap actually a true walking simulator as opposed to these fake
Quap
walking
was a
Dear
running.
simulators?
Esther. Dear Esther is a walking simulator, for example. Where you
Uh,
literally just walk.
I
I
would
took a
say
walk.
that it's not really simulating walking. It's you're just cruising around in the world. You're a floating camera. Whereas Quap, that is simulating walking. At least if you're a
That is
professional board
actually
gear.
running
Okay.
simulator.
All right. All
I
right. So
wouldn't
here
call
is.
anything that happens in that game running.
I'm pretty sure
So
someone does.
here is they did not put this much detail in the store page, but I will give you a very light introduction to the game because this is basically what you hear before you begin any gameplay. This game is very narration heavy, very much like Stanley Parable, but instead of going through and playing as a character as Stanley, what you're doing is before you begin playing anything, you're introduced to the game by its creator, Davey Redden. And what it is he explains to you that you are playing a collection of games created by a friend of his named Coda. And this friend Coda hasn't made any games since 2000, and I believe it's 2013. He says it is. And he's hoping that by playing these games, the word will get to this Coda guy for him to come back and make more games. And that is what you're playing. You're playing a collection of these games. But throughout these games, a story unfolds. And I really don't want to get into any more detail than that because I would hate to spoil this game. This game will mess you up after you're done.
There's another one people are pushing real hard from a dude that made like some mother ROM hacks. What was it? What's the name of that game?
while you're looking that up, the total play. This game will only take about an hour and a half for you to finish. It costs $10, but it is worth the $10. You're only ever going to need to play this game once. Think of it like spending $10 on a movie you
Undertale.
get to move through.
Undertale.
Undertale. Why does that sound familiar?
Look it up.
I need to get like a visual on it. Undertale. Oh yeah, I know which one. Isn't this the one where you can negotiate and talk the monsters out of fighting you?
Yes, I think this is the one.
Yeah, yeah. Oop,
I
don't
know
wanna go
there's
into-
one. Yeah, I think this is one of those. Whatever you do, it takes. I mean, it's permanent as well. So if you choose to do this, it's permanent.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There we go. So those are 2 games you should play. Beginner's Guide is my plug, but I will also plug Undertale in here. I'll put it in the show notes.
Well,
You
I'm
should
not
definitely
recommending
play
it
these-
because I haven't played it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll recommend it. If only because so many people that I trust in the game industry have said it's really good. I will recommend it. You should try it. The Beginner's Guide I recommend from experience. 90-minute long game. You're basically playing for a hour and a half long movie. You should definitely pick it up and give it a shot. Alrighty then. Well, that's it. Thank you, Omar, for coming on to the show. Thank you,
No
Chirba.
problem.
And this is another great episode of Friday Night Party Line. You'll hear us next week on Acceptable Vices. When Omar, you're going to come back to talk about cars?
You're talking about cars? I'm there.
We're
Tesla,
talking
right?
about cars. We're talking about the
Yes.
Tesla. We're talking about a whole bunch of stuff.
The new Ferrari and the new McLaren ones.
We're not on that. We're not going to talk about the Ferrari and McLaren, but we can add that in.
What?
We can have a good romp of a car episode. And you'll hear from us next week. Good night, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.